Right, I'm just going to make this video on Bitcoin, just on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the be all and end all really of these crypto markets, and to be honest, I find it the easiest to get my head around and make predictions. So we're looking at an hourly chart. So I always find it better to look at it on this hourly chart, considering where we've come from since the beginning of April. So we had our massive bull movement, a big swing up there, and a gradual increase to the height of 5,600. That is the highest resistance that we found there. It's failed to break above that level. That is a very high level for it to have got to in such a short period of time. That we've really climbed up $1,500, and now we're finding our correction points. Our first correction here brought down by about 200, and then this, which was the news that came out recently about the sort of the trading tether sort of fraud conspiracy. So it's just don't take that big dip there as specifically as a correction point. That's just people's fears and anxieties regarding the news that came out. Those sort of things happen in trades all the time. However, what it has done is continued this sort of slight and steady bear movement down, which just over the last 24 hours we found it hard to find our way back up again. All that swing down there has done has just speeded up in what I believe to be maybe just a few days worth of bear trend. We would be down here anyway, regardless of this little swing. It may have been more of a steady decline. Not saying that we wouldn't have seen another swing like this. We probably would have, but it's just speeded up the inevitable, which is a pullback and a correction to find a more realistic price for this part of the Bitcoin timeline. So where are we going to go from here? So we've reached a golden cross. Okay, everybody knows about the golden cross now. The golden cross this, golden cross that. So yes, there has been a golden cross, and it does seem to suggest that we are still going to be in a bull trend for quite a long time. I'm talking a couple of years at least, before we see big 80% price corrections like we saw last year. But historically, with Bitcoin especially, when we do find ourselves with a golden cross moment, we do also see a pullback, and a relatively big one. I'm talking 20-30% pullback before the next big bull momentum. So where's that going to bring us? I'll tell you where I think it's going to bring us and how it's going to bring us there. So my prediction would be that over the next 2 weeks we're going to start to see more of this chipping away at lower support levels. We're currently trading around 5,300. Give it to the end of this month, we'll be down at $100, maybe more. But by mid-May we'll have found ourselves back to 5,000 or less. We'll be bumping around on this support level, 5,000. So that'll be, I'd say, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. We'll be down here again, and this will be another test to see how we can come, if we can break out or above or below it. We're going to be bouncing around on here, and if it breaks, which I think it will, we'll have to find a new support level. Support level, I believe, then would be 4,900. That will be tested pretty quickly, and I think would break down if we ever reach that below that point. Then the next would be, generally speaking, without going through all the specific numbers, we're going to be losing around $100 in value, give or take, each week. Now that doesn't mean it'll be going down consistently like that, but you could probably map out that is the way that it's going to go, and we're not going to be seeing any big movements upwards. We're certainly not going to be going above 5,600 before we see lows of larger amounts than we have to gain. So we've got more to lose at the moment than we have to gain in the short term. Only the short term. We are going to be going up, don't worry, but in the short term we're going to be going down. What's the lowest level? I believe the lowest level we could find ourselves would be could be lower than where we started in April. We could even be down as low as 3,000. Well, I don't like saying it, but 3,500 could be its lowest low that we'll find. Now that is a big drop. If we were to go down there, that's quite a big drop. We're talking around $2,000 reduction in price. Now, if you're sort of salivating, thinking that what I'm saying is definitely going to happen, and you could pick up some really cheap, well, I say cheap, but cheaper bitcoins, don't hold me to it. Obviously, this is my opinion, and I'm basing it really just on historical graphs and what I've seen of what I can work out of these movements. If I were to be trading this right now, I would certainly not be shorting at this level here. I would wait for it to make another attempt to get to maybe around 5,500 or just short of that. I'd probably short around 5,450. I might feel comfortable shorting around there. Currently I do hold a short position anyway, at around just above 5,500. So at the moment, yeah, I am shorting, but I wouldn't say for anyone to do any trade, to be honest with you. But that I wouldn't feel comfortable buying or selling at this level. We could be seeing spikes up or down any moment. But within the next 2 weeks, we are gonna see that $100 decline, and that's where we're going to end up, just falling down slowly and surely around roughly about $100 a week, until we find a comfortable correction point, which could be, like I say, as low as I said. The highest low I expect to find us at would probably be around the 4,800. It might not correct any further down than that, but if we are finding ourselves down at those levels, I would expect to see more of a breakdown, as the bears take hold and the shorts stack up, which would only add more weight to the bearish movement, to bring us further and further down. So it's not the end of Bitcoin, it's just the very beginning. Don't be upset if you're hodl at the moment. Just hold tight. Get ready for the bumpy path that we're about to find ourselves on, and you will recover. Don't worry, you will recover. But it's going to be a tough couple of months. Anyway, follow me on Twitter. I do post relatively regularly, and bear in mind, I am trading for personal gain, but don't trade because I'm telling you to do something. I certainly won't be telling anyone to do anything. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing and what I'm predicting. Anyway, I hope that was interesting for you, and take it easy. Have a good one.